Hey, hey, welcome to the Ginger Ale Won't Fix This podcast.
Where we're bringing you everything you need to know about healing, self love, leveling up. Because trust us, ginger ale won't solve everything.
Right. I'm Nicole, your wellness guide on a mission to bring light, laughter, and love into your healing process.
And I'm Dora, your no nonsense co host, unapologetic truth teller, serving up practical wisdom, deep chats, and occasional roast, ready to help you break free from what no longer serves you.
If you're ready to dig deep, laugh hard, and feel empowered, you found your new favorite podcast.
So pour yourself something good, get comfy, and let's go.
Let's go. Cheers. So, what are we getting into today?
Today, we're discussing healing in various contexts. So, we'll also discuss our personal definitions of healing and what's in our wellness toolkit for 2025.
So, according to Merriam Webster, the definition heal is a verb and it can mean to make free from injury or disease, to make sound or whole, to heal a wound, to make well again, or to restore to health. The second definition is also to cause an undesirable condition to be overcome, to patch up or correct a breach or division. The third definition is to restore the original purity or integrity. And the fourth is to become free from injury or disease to return to a sound state.
So, that's really interesting that there's different types of definitions of healing. And so, when we're thinking about understanding healing in various contexts, the concept of healing really extends beyond its dictionary definition, like you just said,
Definitely.
Nicole. It really encompasses multiple dimensions, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So let's dive deeper.
For sure. So, healing in the physical health can look like the body's natural process of repairing itself after injury, illness, or surgery. An example could look like what a doctor recommends after you may have surgery or if you have the flu, and that includes proper nutrition
Mm-hmm.
and rest. And sometimes we can think of how it's applied in forms of like medical care, physical therapy, wound care, and also proper hydration. How often do we hear we got to make sure we drink our water?
Mm-hmm. And mind our business.
A period.
But yeah, so if you're thinking beyond the body, there's healing in the emotional well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And so emotional healing really involves like whether it's recovering from grief or trauma. It could also include recovering from stress.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process of confronting and really understanding, ultimately letting go of that emotional
Mm-hmm.
pain. And I'm really excited about some of the topics we'll talk about to really get there. Some examples of this could look like therapy sessions that can really be critical to emotional healing journey, but it's not only limited to talk therapy. Definitely want to say that healing does not look one way, right? It could be journaling, different
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness practice, and
Mm-hmm.
support groups.
Definitely. And I'm glad that you brought that up because similar to emotional health, we have our mental health. And healing in this domain relates to overcoming psychological challenges such as anxiety, depression, and even burnout. So, similar to talk therapy and the approaches that are used for your emotional health,
Mm-hmm.
they tap into similar things like meditation. It has been a healing tool for managing anxiety, and applications can include cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness approaches, and self compassion practices. Sometimes medication is also necessary in these moments.
Yeah, and honestly, that's another stigma that's within our communities,
For
and
sure.
it has really helped change people's lives. So,
Exactly.
can't wait to kind of talk about that later on.
For sure.
But we also want to think about healing in a spiritual context. So we always hear about spiritual healing,
Mm-hmm.
and what that could look like is restorations of one's sense of purpose. their inner peace or connection to something higher, a higher power. So, and that could look differently. An example is people finding spiritual healing through retreat experiences
Mm-hmm.
or reconnecting with their faith.
Mm-hmm.
Some applications could look like meditation,
Mm-hmm.
prayer, Reiki, or yoga practices.
Definitely. Another great topic, which we'll dive into in a future episode, hopefully, because it really taps into like some of our self care journeys.
Mm,
And another area of healing is our social or relational
mm,
area. Healing in this area can apply to involving the repair of trust, understanding, or communication between individuals in our community. And examples can look like working on our open communication. It can help to heal the process of wherever the relationship is. And it can be applied through like conflict resolution. Sometimes counseling is helpful to navigate through some of the relationships you're navigating through, and also restorative justice practices.
And I find that so interesting because I felt like part of me healing socially was learning forms of communication and really being able to
Definitely.
articulate what I was
Definitely.
feeling. But we also want to think about healing in a cultural or
Yeah.
collective context. So, cultural healing could really involve like addressing historical
Hmm.
or systematic wounds, which we're a lot of us are familiar with. Those caused by racial inequality, colonization, and even collective trauma. And when I really think about, especially collective trauma, I think a lot of us is still healing from the pandemic.
Definitely.
So this could look like different forms. Some examples are art, storytelling, have been really powerful tools for collective healing in communities. And what that looks like applied could be advocacy, community projects, cultural preservation efforts,
Mm-hmm.
and some key characteristics of healing.
Definitely. And when we look at these key characteristics, they include all over all the topics we discussed, giving time.
Mm-hmm.
Like healing is rarely instant, so it often unfolds gradually. And also the action steps, right? Healing often requires active participation. So you got to do what you need to do in order to see the progress that you're looking to experience when you're seeking a lifestyle change.
And then healing definitely requires resilience, like
Yeah.
building up the strength and understanding as well as support. And I think that's where ginger ale won't fix it really comes into play, creating a network of
Yeah.
support, whether it's be learning through our experiences,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it goes hand in hand with wellness and self care.
Exactly. And with it going hand in hand with wellness and self care, it's more about just treating symptoms. It focuses more on creating a balance and sustainability in life. Whether these resonate with you, we want you to know that you don't have to do it alone.
Mm-mm.
Together, we can heal through community and daily individual actions.
So this is where I think we should definitely talk about what our definitions are. What
Yeah.
does healing mean to you, Nicole?
Yes. So it's so interesting because I feel healing is about truly like understanding my pattern, like
Mm-hmm.
just different patterns that we experience as humans on the day to day and how it impacts our interactions in the world. Once we understand what that pattern might look like, it helps us to understand what areas is impacting our life, and also understanding like how does my body respond
Mm.
to certain things. So similar to what we spoke about with like our physical healing, we sometimes experience healing in different ways, or like we also experience the impact of needing healing in different
Mm.
ways. So like our body responds differently. Like when you have a flu, you might get a fever, or you might need extra nutrition. Sometimes you need rest.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking at what that looks like for me personally, how my body responds
Mm-hmm.
to the world when it needs healing,
Mm-hmm.
and also what patterns have been presented that cause moments of needing healing? How would you define what healing looks like?
So I feel like my definition can change like from year to year, or really
Yeah.
depending on what I feel like I'm trying to address.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I first started my healing journey, part of it was like relationally, and then part of it was also like physically,
Mm-hmm.
where I didn't realize like my body was kind of telling me like I need help.
Yeah.
And my body telling me that I needed help was also impacting my relationship and vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this year healing to me is really about alignment and balance
Mm-hmm.
of mind, body, and soul,
Yeah.
and really just trying to get a little bit better every day
Mm-hmm.
and correcting some of those old patterns that had me in a
Right.
certain state.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what healing really means to me.
Yeah. And that's powerful. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad that you're able to like really share that perspective of what that might look like. And
Mm-hmm.
it shows how just because Merriam-Webster dictionary may have a certain definition, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that that's exactly how we process and understand healing to be. Like everybody's experience is different.
Mm-hmm. And so we definitely want to know what your definitions of healing
Yes,
is. So would love if you could leave it in the comments, or you can reach out to us, but we definitely want to know.
for sure. And so, Dora, what are you focused on healing this year?
So I think, as I mentioned, it was really about getting into alignment with my body and soul and
Mm-hmm.
finding balance. And so it has been probably like a 2 year journey to find balance.
Yeah.
I would definitely say really prioritizing myself so that I could really show up for others. I think I was doing it the other way around
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
prior to starting, where I was like, I felt like my value was tied to how much I could help people
That's
or
deep.
how I could show up for them. And
Mm-hmm.
if I couldn't, then it was like I felt like I really wasn't important. And so
Mm.
it kind of led me to like this whole kind of self discovery
Right.
where I'm just like, what do I need?
Right.
So healing for me this year is definitely about, so I feel like I have reached a state where I can balance it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about maintaining that
Definitely. That
despite like
maintenance.
changes in the world and my environment and everything
Mm-hmm.
around me. So
That
that's just
maintenance is
something
key.
that I think like definitely maintenance is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a big thing, especially since I feel like the world is changing so fast.
The world is changing so fast and it's genuinely spinning way faster than
I
before. It's
know.
like, how are we already in a new year? Though I'm so glad that we're here.
Yes, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, but that maintenance is key for sure. So I'm glad that you're looking at like different ways of what worked for you back then
Mm-hmm.
and how it may no longer work for you now.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
that's
about you?
definitely
What are you trying to
for
heal this
me.
year?
Yes. So I feel what I'm focused on healing this year is in alignment with my how I show up in relationships.
Mm.
And that includes not only just, relationships with, I don't know, somebody's son,
Somebody's son.
but it's also just like my relationship with my family, my
Mm.
relationship with friends, my relationship with myself, and also my relationship with like my career, with my job. Like, I noticed that the way that I show up in all these relationships can be so overwhelming at times because I'm so focused on saying yes to all
Yeah.
the things or like wanting to make sure that everybody's okay. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been neglecting the relationship I share with myself. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
often am I checking in with myself? How
Mm.
often am I making sure that my needs are being met?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it makes a difference when I'm checking in with me and then I go and do the work that I have to do because it helps me to not pour from an empty cup.
No, we're only going to pour from the overflow this year.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the goal. That's the
So we
goal.
are filling our cups up, and
Yes.
people will get the overflow.
Exactly. So that is the goal, like really focusing on how can I make sure that I'm taking care of me so I can be my genuine, authentic, full self from a full cup in all my other relationships.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely important. And thinking about, I think that'd probably be one of my second goals. So between
Yeah.
like finding balance between like maintaining mind, body, and spirit in
Yeah.
alignment
Yeah.
is really like how am I showing up?
Exactly.
How am I showing up as like a a sister, a daughter, a friend, a cousin, a auntie,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then making sure that my cup is filled
Exactly. And you
before I
see,
sign up
exactly. And you
for anything
saw
else.
so many hats you just said. Auntie,
Mm-hmm.
daughter, sister, friend,
Rich auntie.
rich aunt, period, period, rich auntie. Get it right, right? And we wear so many hats in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, just being Black women in America. That's a whole nother hat
That's the whole
persona.
collective and cultural
Exactly.
that we were talking about.
Exactly. Like for the collective, it's something that can be very overwhelming, and we are focusing on prioritizing that feeling of thriving
Yeah.
this year and making sure
Mm-hmm.
that we are fueling from the overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a word.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't make that up. Definitely got that from one of Lava's songs that I
Mm-hmm.
love.
Period.
But yeah, I really thought about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't giving from the overflow was definitely depleted,
Right.
and still trying to give and still trying to convince myself that that's what made me important in people's lives. And
Right.
so I'm so glad we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we get to talk about it
Yeah.
so that we can change it.
Exactly. I'm so glad that we even have the space, opportunity, and platform to have a conversation about it because it needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, really, in thinking about, so we went over like all the different types of healing
Mm-hmm.
contexts. So, really think about, I think for the collective and somebody just starting out, because I remember like where I was just like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I want things to be different now.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you even start?
Right.
Because it was like my body was like going through all this inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through like a breakup or whatever,
Yeah.
and gotta move from like one space to another. And I'm like, where do you even start
Right.
with that?
Right.
And so I think just from my personal experience, I would say just it's okay to just sit with yourself
Right.
and literally take it one. It could be 1 minute at a time,
Mm-hmm.
1 hour at a time, one
Mm-hmm.
day at a time.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I even one thing that I found helpful
Mm-hmm.
with just working on the perspective of giving yourself time to sit with yourself
Yeah.
is literally writing it on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know, you know. I'm like one of
That's
those
true.
people who's like booked and busy. Sometimes you really have to be intentional with putting it on the calendar because now
Mm-hmm.
you get to hold yourself accountable. I said I was going to sit with myself,
Yep.
whether it's for the day, whether it's for like an hour or a few minutes. I'm forcing myself to truly understand what do I need.
That's true. So for me, what that looked like is like when I was at that, like, I guess you could call it rock bottom, but I think it was just
Mm,
like a transition. It was really treating myself like I was a newborn baby.
yes,
Literally just like sitting by myself and was like, oh, I'm a newborn. I need to cry this out
yes,
because
yes.
I don't know what else to do.
Right.
And obviously, we live in a world where we don't, it's a luxury to have time alone
Yeah.
because we're taught like we need to make that paper, we need to be doing
Mm-hmm.
this, and that. And we also live
Mm-hmm.
in a fast paced city.
Yep.
But it was literally doing that. It was scheduling time on my work calendar to cry
Mm-hmm.
and putting my phone timer on for like 5 to 15 minutes of just like crying
Just letting it out. That's that releasing.
until I couldn't cry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, one day it did stop. And I remember that being like such an amazing day where
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't need to
Right.
schedule time to cry today. So it took
Took
a
a
while, I'm not
release.
gonna lie,
Yeah.
but I got there. And so I think for someone that is just starting out,
Yeah.
I think putting it on the calendar
Yes.
or
Putting
setting
it
reminders,
there.
like however you do go about your day, like fitting
Mm-hmm.
it into your day, like you were going to like brush your teeth or take a shower,
Exactly.
which I hope the collective does.
Right. On a daily, you know, taking care of ourselves because, sometimes that's also an indicator of us not being able to take care of ourselves. Like where our mental state is
Mm-hmm.
like we're so depleted to the point where we can't meet our own personal hygiene needs. But
Yeah.
it's a reminder of like what that routine may look like sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and really making sure that we are taking time to know that it's okay to make sure that our needs are met.
Yeah.
Self-care is not selfish.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do love what you said about, it literally was just in my mind, about just kind of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that me, like, again, not pouring from the overflow, just pouring
Mm-hmm.
from maybe half, or I literally almost depleted.
Yep.
That shows other people, like, or I got to the realization, I was like, oh, if I'm not even like, how could somebody commit to me, or how could someone, even
Right.
friends or family, be good to
Right.
me if they see I'm not even being good to myself? Like, I'm not keeping
Exactly.
my own promises. I'm not staying committed and dedicated to
Exactly.
me. So they don't really have to show up in that way for me.
Exactly. It's like how we treat ourselves is teaching others how to treat us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are so focused on gas tank on E for all drinks on me. How we liquefying the collective, making sure everybody's thirst is quenched. If
Mm-hmm.
our gas tank is literally on E, our cups are literally on E, and we're still pouring from it,
Mm.
and nothing's coming out. Like we really have to embrace the fact that it's okay
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that we're putting gas in our tank,
Yeah.
hyping ourselves up,
Mm-hmm.
making sure our needs are met so we can run through these experiences, these run through our city, like run through these moments, interact with the people who love and care about us. Most importantly, teaching them this
Yes.
is what it looks like to make sure my tank is full.
Yeah. And this is what I need. And
Mm-hmm.
I think in that process, you really realize who's there for you. When
Heavy
you're,
on that.
because I don't feel like I got to the point of telling people, like, my tank is on E. I don't even know how
Yeah.
to articulate that.
Right.
But it just took, I think it took people seeing me. Well, not everyone. It took a certain group of people to see me, give me that grace, and be
Mm-hmm.
like, it doesn't matter what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also broke me down because I was like, wow, like I've always had this and I've always deserved this.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if I didn't believe that I did,
Right.
how are other people going to treat me? But
Exactly.
really grateful for the ones that really showed up in that way.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Yeah. And it's a reminder. I'm glad that you brought that up because it's a reminder to tap into your tribe. Remember that it takes one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely want everyone just to remember, like, healing is not linear.
Yeah.
But it's always like a journey that is worth taking. I'm telling you, it's better on the other side.
It is. Yeah. Your grass is green where you water
Yes.
it. That's a word.
What? There was a song like that, like "What You Water Will Grow."
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been Victoria Monet, like in
Right.
Ass Like That.
Oh,
And when I thought about it, I was like, if I put in the work and water this,
yeah.
she'll be juicy.
Period.
So let's talk about our wellness toolkit.
Yes.
So I really would love to know. So on this segment of the podcast, we'll talk about things that have been monumental on our healing journey. I know we kind of like ran through and spoke about how it related to us, but I want to know like what's on your toolkit for 2025.
Right. On my
I could start.
Yeah, definitely.
So mine is so I really want to align mind, body, and soul. So or have balance in each. So for me, for mine, it's really like reading or learning something new every day.
Yes.
So I'm either doing Duolingo, I'm reading an audiobook, or I
Mm-hmm.
am watching like a podcast. Body is definitely maintaining my at least 3 times a week
Period.
workout. And soul is really meditating, like just
Yeah.
making the time to meditate, even if it's like I gotta go to the bathroom and just sit there by
Right.
myself
Right.
while I'm at work and just be like, all right, these people are not gonna
Mm-hmm.
get to me.
Period. They're not going to break your soul. They're not going to take your energy. I love that. And thank you for sharing that because honestly, being able to even meditate and maintain a workout routine is a goal in itself.
And what I realized again, it is not linear. So it's not
Yeah.
like there's weeks like and just in the profession I'm in, I'm traveling, and so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that ruins it. But it's like the fact that I still want to do it once I get home, and I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
have a routine now.
Yeah.
I got to get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Has definitely been a blessing because
Yeah.
I was not a routine person. So
I
if
feel
you're
that.
listening, you're like, oh, you probably like have it figured out altogether. No, it was really, really messy getting here, and it
I
still is
believe it.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's why we're here, right? Just to kind of guide you
Exactly.
through it, let you know our experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and we know you could get there too.
Exactly. It's a reminder that you're not alone.
No.
And similar but very unique in itself, like my wellness toolkit looks a little different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like my go-to is journaling. Like taking time to journal definitely makes a difference for me because of like just with the work that I do and
Mm-hmm.
just with like all the interactions, it's like a reminder to pour back into me and also a way to kind of like mind dump because when I don't, it like stays up there rent free and then my mind is just full of overthinking. And I'm not gonna say it's like always easy to just like pull out. I'm old school, so I write it down in my favorite pen in my favorite book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always easy to just like pull it out, especially when it's a long week or a long day. But it's an indicator for me because I know I'm down bad when I'm not ready to journal. I know something's off when I'm like, yeah, I'm avoiding journaling. But it makes a difference when I finally open that journal again and I pick up that pen again. I get to look at the moments where the transition, like I was down bad, I got through it, and now I'm up again. It's like being able to really reflect on that. I think it's very rewarding. So I do journaling. Something that's really important to me is taking walks.
Mm-hmm.
My wellness walks mean everything to me. In those moments, it allows me to really reground myself, be present exactly where I'm at. I try to use all five senses to be mindful of what I'm doing, and I sometimes bring my journal with me. And most of the time, if not every time, I'm listening to music because music in itself is just healing for me as well. Like, there's always a moment where I'm able to find a song that's relating to how I feel.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need the song to make me cry, or sometimes I need the song to kind of like lift me back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it just does everything for me. And one of my guilty pleasures of like self care is playing my Sims game. Like,
oh my god.
that is
Oh
my
my
escape.
god. I love that because when I tell you, and we're definitely probably going to have a future segment
For sure.
about Nicole's Sims. When I tell you, like, I literally look forward to seeing Nicole so I could be like, yo, what's going on with your
Yo,
Sims?
yes.
And it's always some wild, outrageous story. And I'll be like, tell me more. Like,
Yes.
it's so crazy. But I definitely feel like Sims is definitely like self care,
For
and I
sure.
use it to manifest my dream life.
Exactly. Like my Sims are not struggling, okay? Like my Sims are doing very well. I'm so proud of them every single time. And I am the type I play with minimal cheat codes as possible. Like that's just the phase I'm in right now.
Which I respect. Guys, let me know if she's bugging out or not. Because I feel like if you're using it without the cheat codes, it's like doing regular life to me.
Right.
Why would I want to do that?
Right. But at the same time, it's so rewarding just to see that you're actually playing the game, like you're
You're
playing life
right.
and you're actually the Sims are doing the work. Like I may not be doing the work
That's
to
true.
build my comedy skill or to build my guitar skill, but my Sims they're putting in that work and they end up thriving. So it's like there's moments where I really don't really need the cheat codes. The most I'll do is like use a cheat code to modify their like fully edit their appearance or edit their attractiveness levels if I really want to like get deep in that. Like that's what I've been doing with my newest
Okay.
endeavor with my newest family. But yeah, that's my self care.
Okay. I love that. I'm here for it. And I definitely want to say, definitely the journaling.
Yes.
I was like an anti-journal girly. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, why would I want to do this?
It's
What would I write?
homework.
And I think it also came with like trying to be perfect because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, what if it doesn't sound right? And somebody's like,
Yeah.
hello, it's just you're
Literally.
just literally dumping onto the page.
Yeah.
And what I want to say to people that are like, I don't want to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to write. I probably don't even have a pen in my house anymore. um, I want to say there's so many different forms of journaling.
For sure.
So we actually see it on a daily basis, like
Mm-hmm.
on social media. Some people just aren't comfortable in front of the camera.
Right.
If you want, you could do your own little voice memos just
Yeah.
to be like, today was trash or today was amazing. There was so many unexpected blessings
Exactly.
that just came my way. I didn't
Right.
expect this to
Right.
happen. Um, or there's also you can type it on the computer. You could text
Right.
yourself, keep notes in your whatever phone that you have. So there's
Exactly.
so many ways to do it. What I love about it is you're right, it definitely does show patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did at the end of last year was someone said go through your journal and just
Mm-hmm.
see like where you are now and what happened. And there was like what I did was I just circled like all the blessings that happened where I was like, I'm not sure if
Mm.
this is gonna happen. I'm kind of concerned about it. And then it got
Right.
resolved, like whether it's
Right.
weeks, days, or months later. Also realizing just other patterns and like what my thought process is around like I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how I was showing up in friendships or relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like really important because like I don't know if I would have been able to connect the dots without it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
Right.
again, like I was anti
Mm-hmm.
anti journaling because I was like, where do I start?
Right.
So for me, I'm a prompt girly.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
don't always free write. Sometimes I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I am one with like the journal. I believe my friend, she saved my life with this one. She just like I was going through it. This is
Mm-hmm.
when I was treating myself like a newborn baby and just
Mm-hmm.
crying every day. And I got a journal at my door. And it was
That is
I believe
beautiful.
it was a 5 minute or like the gratitude journal.
Yes.
And that has helped me so much because it's like I just have to talk about what I'm grateful for when I wake up,
Yeah.
what are my intentions for the day, and one daily affirmation. And then
Yeah.
at night, I talk about what did I learn
Mm-hmm.
and what were like three good things that happened.
That is dope. That is
So it
dope.
actually
Yeah.
like it fits me. So I say with journaling, I know I again I was anti journaling. I really say look for a good journal that fits you.
Definitely.
Because if you feel like you don't have time to like script or just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like just dump on the page, just find a prompt, one that has
Yeah.
prompts, and you can just respond to the questions. I think I'm a little bit
Exactly.
better with that.
Yeah, it's like basically like guided journaling in a
Yeah,
way. Like
I need the
it gives
guiding.
you like a topic that you can focus on and really focus on whatever you're prioritizing in that story. And it is helpful because it gives you something to talk about when you feel like there's nothing to talk about. And for me, I'm definitely in a space where I have tried the prompt
Mm-hmm.
and I've also tried like the free writing. My daily journaling is free writing,
Mm-hmm.
where one thing that I have started during the pandemic was identifying something I'm grateful for. So every time I
Mm-hmm.
journal, I try to identify something I'm grateful for, even when it's like the worst day
Yes.
of the century. Like I try to figure out what am I grateful to learn in that moment? Because not every day is going to be a win.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it's an L, and that
It
L
is.
doesn't have to be a loss. It can
No,
be a
no, no.
lesson.
So I feel like I've been learning that recently too is, and this is like from neuroscientists that talk about like manifestation
Yeah,
and different things.
yeah,
They've been talking about how being in a state of gratitude is like one of the highest frequencies.
yes.
So it doesn't necessarily mean like bad things won't happen around you,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll actually attract better from
Right,
being in that
right,
state.
right.
And so waking up and doing that, whether it's first thing or at night or end of day right before you sleep,
Yeah,
is just so powerful.
so
So I love that
powerful.
you definitely spoke about gratitude because whether
Yeah,
it is like prompted or whether you're just like free
yeah,
writing, I would say definitely include something you're grateful for, even if the
yeah,
day was terrible. It could
yeah,
have been like, I got rejected from like another job.
yeah.
I would say that's probably the place that you might not want to have been at. You're
Exactly.
not going to realize it in the moment because I know like when that money is tight and you don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of blessings that come after rejections. A lot of them, and I think I've been hearing this lately. Again, I didn't come up with this quote, but rejection is a redirection.
Yes, exactly. That was what was like really echoing in my mind just now. The fact that rejection is redirection.
Mhm.
So whether that relationship worked out or not, whether
Mhm.
that job worked out or not, whether that situationship that you may have had, it may have worked out or not. Like sometimes life is really guiding us to test us to see if we really learned that lesson that we said
Yeah.
we were done learning, to see if we're ready for that next step, to
Yeah.
see what is that bounce back game like,
Mhm.
right? So I love the fact that you brought the science behind manifestation.
Mhm.
It's literally in alignment with rewiring
Yes.
those connections in our mind, right? Like we learned how to live life from such a young age, and sometimes part of what we learned was how we reacted to really impactful and negative experiences. So now showing up as an adult or our older version of ourselves, we sometimes respond with
Mhm.
what we learned in the past,
Yeah.
not realizing that in that moment that may have served us, but now we have evolved so much that the way that we respond may have to be different.
Yeah. And I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those reactions, we got to remember that a lot of it was taught to us.
Yes,
So a lot of it might have
definitely.
been modeled for us, or,
Mm-hmm.
there's different circumstances that brought that side out of us. And so, for whether you're already on your healing journey or if you're just starting,
Yeah,
I think what's so amazing is that you could like rewrite the story as many times as you want.
exactly. It's okay to pick up that pen and that whiteout, and you get to really rewrite, and create your
Yeah,
story.
rewrite, rebrand, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you need to do. And you could literally do it day by day. Like, yeah, I
Exactly.
was doing that yesterday. I'm not doing that today. I was doing
Exactly.
that last year. I'm not doing that anymore.
Exactly. I liked him yesterday. I may not like him today. Like it's definitely okay to rebrand yourself.
And there was another thing you brought up. It was music,
Yes.
right? And I love that you spoke about music because this is literally one of the most perfect segues to talk about our Ginger Ale Won't Fix This playlist.
Yes. So the ginger ale won't fix this playlist. We are curating a playlist to help you and on your healing journey. And this will be a public playlist available for our collective on Spotify and Apple Music.
And so what we realized was that during when we kind of even started like or birthing Ginger Ale Won't Fix This
Mm-hmm.
podcast, each week we or even when we were going through it, we were just sending each other songs like if we had
Right.
a bad day or like listen to this, it'll hype you up.
Right.
So each week we'll add two songs that we hope will help you along your journey. And I think we can both say, as I mentioned, like music has been so instrumental in our healing
Mm-hmm.
process, whether it's something that makes you cry,
Mm-hmm.
something that makes you turn up,
Mm-hmm.
throw it back, whatever, however
Exactly.
you
Shake
get
some.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but really, it really helps put like a lot of the feelings that you may not
Yeah.
even know you're feeling into words.
Exactly. So on this playlist, you'll find some oldies, some newbies, and everything in between. Our playlist touches all types of genres, and we hope it heals your ears, mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when we're thinking about like, what are the first two songs we're gonna put on the playlist this week,
Right.
Nicole?
So I think one song that has definitely been echoing for my week is Closer by Gol Epe.
Oh
Go, yeah.
yeah. Oh my
I
God.
love that song. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but like
I
I
think is it like Goa Pal or
yeah,
something?
Gola Epe. But it's definitely a song that I feel like when I first heard it again, it sounded so familiar.
Yes, it was like something that vibrated in your like in
Exactly.
your soul or something. I love
Exactly.
songs like that, and that kind of scares me because I'm like, I don't know, did
Right.
someone in our like DNA hear it before?
Right. Or like
Is that like scripted into us?
exactly.
I know
Was
what
it
you
like
mean.
playing in our background somehow?
Mm-hmm.
Because like when I hear that song personally, I visualize what it was like for me to like be in the back of my mom's car going to dance class when I was younger. For some reason, it
Mm.
brings me back to that. So like it's very nostalgic,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, now that I'm like in this version of myself, the lyrics speak highly to me because it's like she's essentially saying she's closer to her dreams.
Yeah.
And even in this moment, sitting in this chair,
Yeah.
being on this platform in this podcast, like I am closer to my dreams. Like I am a lot further in where I even saw myself being, whether it's in my career or just in life, period.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a reminder for me personally to really be present in where I am.
Yes.
So it takes me back to being present in the park, and it takes me back to being present in embracing the blessings that I have experienced, right? And it kind of builds this like protective bubble in a way to kind of minimize how often I compare myself because comparison
Mm.
is like the biggest thief of joy.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
I love that, and I do love that song. That
Closer.
is a good one.
Yes,
All
I love
right,
that
there's
song.
so many, but I love that we have so many weeks to cover a lot of
Yes,
songs.
yes.
But I would say for the start of the year, it would be Akila. Am I saying her name right?
I think so.
Her song called Hello. And
Mm,
so in the song, she talks about she's falling in love with who she is, and
yes.
like it whenever like even the intro just resonates
Mm,
with me, and it's definitely like a affirmation. Like when I wake up, like I every day I try to fall in love with myself, like
yeah.
little by little. And there's a part where she says like new beginnings, hello.
Mm,
And so that's really what I feel like this is like. And you're
mm.
right, like Closer is definitely amazing because this right here was a dream last year.
Exactly. Like,
It was definitely a dream. Like we saw it, and now it's
mm-hmm.
like we're
It's
here,
in
it's happening.
fruition. Yeah.
But yeah, new beginnings, hello. And I feel
I love
like
that.
people's gonna need to reintroduce themselves to me and say hello because
Exactly, because who we were yesterday is not the same person who we are today.
mm-mm,
The way that we're definitely tapping in.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we hope those two songs, the first two songs on the playlist,
Yes.
bless your ears,
Yes.
bless your mind, your body, and your
Mm-hmm.
soul. Let us know what you think.
Exactly. We would
Is
love
there
to
songs
hear.
that we should add?
Right. You can drop some like recommendations.
Yeah,
We're
it
so
may show
open to
up in the
them.
next episode.
Right. You
So we
never
would love
know.
to see those recommendations because we will shut you out.
Exactly. Yes. Remember, we are healing through community. So join our collective.
Yeah, so again, we're building a community. You're not
Mm-hmm.
in this alone. Again, whether you're already on your journey or you're starting your journey or you don't know where to start, What we really need you to do is hit that subscribe button so you could
Mm-hmm.
be looped into future episodes. Please share this with somebody you know that may need it, whether it's your
Mm-hmm.
friends, your mom, your dad, your group
Mm-hmm.
chat, whoever literally needs a little more love and light in their life.
Right.
I think we could all use that right now.
Period. We really can. And you can also check out our website, gingeralewon'tfixthis.com, to subscribe to our email list and get updates on new episodes, new songs added to the playlist, and much more.
And don't forget to follow us on socials for updates. You'll get behind the scenes fun. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and really wherever else the vibe takes us.
Period. I love a good vibe.
We are always here for the vibe.
Exactly. And we are so excited to have you join us on this journey. Let's learn, grow, and heal together.
And remember, ginger ale won't fix this, but we're
But we're
gonna
gonna
try.
try.